We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible.
Hi and welcome back to episode 3 of the Better Than the Boer challenge, trying to take Crystal Palace into a better Premier League season than they've seen thus far in real life. So I'm aware of these videos maybe so far are a little bit on the long side. I'm going to try and work on that, bring them down a little bit. So without further ado, let's get into it. So last time out we played Tottenham Hotspur in the Carabao Cup. Obviously we lost that game 2-0. Not a great result, but not a result that worries me too much. The performance maybe a little bit, but the result not all that. Really what the coming games after that, the two we played since and the ones we're going to pick up with today, really are the key ones. So we did start out with a 0-0 draw away to Swansea. Swansea were the bottom club in the league, as I seem to recall. A fairly close game, but one on the scheme of things, as I was playing it, it really felt like we should have been winning, especially when Renato Sanchez was sent off after only 20 minutes. But we just weren't able to break them down, and it just, whatever I tried, you can see Eric Durm got man of the match for them. He really was outstanding. Everything that we threw at them, he just seemed to be there blocking it and getting in the way. So they had the better possession, we had more shots on target, but we just weren't able to break them down. We then followed that up with another loss, this time at home to Newcastle, who were above us in the league. So 2-1, you know, again we've kind of had the better of the shots, we've had the better of the possession. They probably had a better percentage of shots on target than us, but again it was really 15 minutes of madness. So you know, they've gone 2-0 up within 13 minutes, we've pulled one back on 16, and from there not a lot really happened. So we're going to be taking on today, we're going to be looking at the Everton game away and West Brom. So those last two games, they leave us just above the relegation place in 17th position, 5 points. We are 3 points clear of West Brom, who we take on today, or the next game rather. We've also got Everton, who are just above us as well. So two really important games. You know, really we have to be at the very least challenging. So here we are, jumping into the Everton game. It has been about 14 days since the last game. We had an international break. We did lose Loftus-Cheek for 3 to 4 months, I think it was. 3 to 4 months with a broken foot, injured whilst playing for England. So that's a real shame, because he has been sort of quite a good player for us this year. His form doesn't really show it. He's been sort of in and out of the team, but he has been sort of really good, positive, energetic player in the team. But we'll have to get by without him till at least sort of January, February, I would say. So as you can see on the screen, I've changed tactics yet again. Another 2 new ones on there, plus the one I was using in pre-season. I'm not a sort of player that would mix and match tactics that much. It really doesn't tend to do. It causes more harm than good generally. But the problem I'm finding is getting Benteke to sort of contribute anything. I'm not used to using a striker sort of more built as a target man. That certainly not as not really as a lone striker, with him being really the only option we have really. So I'm trying to build around that, trying to work on that, and just trying to get him more in the goals. Because if we're going to start winning games and get moving up that table, we need him to start chipping in. On the plus side, we do have Wilfried Zaha back now. He did come back, I think it was for the Newcastle game, but they recommended, sort of my medical team recommended about 30 minutes for him. I brought him on for about 10, and he picked up another knock, but thankfully it wasn't too bad, and he's now back in the lineup for this game. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this game. So we're going to go with this 4-3-3 counter. We're going to stick with Benteke up front, Zaha and Townsend on the wings. We're going to have Kabay through the middle, alongside MacArthur, and Milijevic just behind them. So, trying to win that ball back and getting the Kabay's, the Zahars and Townsends, getting it forward nice and quickly, and supplying Benteke with the balls that hopefully he can sort of put away. We've gone for Suarez at left back. Sacco is back now as well, also after his injury, next to Scott Dam. and we're going to with Fosu Mensah at right back, and obviously Hennessy in goal. Just need to make sure I've got the right sort of bench players. Giuseppe Rossi can step in here perhaps, maybe not yet. It's a little bit too soon for him, I'd say. So we're going to get into this. Zaha and Sacco lacking match fitness, but that's not too surprising. They both had sort of decent-ish, well, long-term-ish injuries, so they are working their way back into the team. But I think if we can give Zaha at least sort of an hour here, hopefully we'll have a bit more positives in the first half that we can take him off after that hour. So it's not the team talks aren't really doing much good for me at the moment. I've stopped leaving him to the assistant after he had that absolutely dreadful one. So I'm going to go passionate. Faith in them can make a difference. So we've got a few happy, few greens. That's better than what we've had recently. So let's get into this game and see if we can do something. So we're straight away with a corner to Kabay, out to Miljevic, Zaha, and we go very close in the first minute. But and now if it's going to be one of these games, it could be quite a stressful afternoon, as Rooney pops one in after 2.5 minutes. That seems to be a way of a lot of our games at the moment. We are early goals, and it really is just killing us, you know, really early in the game to have to fight our way back, and we need to just sort of work on that and see what we can do. But we're not playing that bad. Again, the shots on target is the problem. If we can start getting a few more on target, the goals surely have to come, especially with a player of class of Benteke. But we just need to work on the service to him, really. I don't really know what much more we can do with the squad I've got. I am working on targets for the next transfer window. I had a terrible transfer window. It was all rushed, very last minute. Wasn't able to really get much going. Not a lot of interest. A few of the players that we sold to make the money were towards the end of the window as well, which left us a little time, and Everton come through again and nearly score. So yeah, we're looking for a much more positive January, assuming I'm still in the job by then, of course. So we've hit half time. Rooney does the damage after 3 minutes and then gets injured. So let's see, we're going to get aggressive. Show me something else in the second half. Again, the motivation. We seem to get the motivation when it's too late. So hopefully we can come out second half and Kabay puts Benteke through, but he just hasn't got the pace to get in behind. And the cross is poor from Zaha. Zaha's looking frustrated. We might have to think about taking him off soon. Fitness-wise, happiness-wise, performance-wise. And they've got Everton have a free kick just inside their own half, and if we can win it, nick it back here. But no, they're bringing it forward. If we can, I thought Zaha had that. Then if we can just not concede straight after half time, we could break here. This is what we need to do: get the ball back and just try and break. Kabay's through, but they win it back and pump it upfield. But we clean it up. Go again. Out to Kabay, MacArthur, Benteke, and Benteke. And they score. That's the one thing I've been really disappointed with Benteke. When the ball is hit up to him, he's just not keeping hold of it. Now, is that the support around him? Is it just he's not as good as I think he is? I'm not too sure, but we're gonna switch it up a tad. Same formation, just a slightly different way of playing, and without looking, we have scored. So I think we'll actually watch the replay on this one. Is it a free kick? No, a goal kick from Hennessy. Long ball. Benteke, as I was just saying, but he wins the ball this time. Pardon. And Kabay with a nice strike from outside the box. But we're going to continue with the changes because we weren't seeing enough. We weren't seeing enough before that goal. So, you know, just see what we can do. 20 minutes to go, I think. They have another free kick. Baines out to Morales. No one's marking him. And they put it across. And of course they've scored. Michael Keane. This is really, really not going well, is it? Who can we bring on? We'll bring on Punchin. And we're going to switch back. It's what we were using in pre-season. Who can we bring on? Don't think I put a decent... Let's second midfielder on the bench. We'll give that a go, I think. I meant to put Sousa on the bench really, and it totally slipped my mind, and with this sort of possible change in mind. So if we can do something, if we can get back to 3-2 quite quickly, but again we just lose the ball. You know, Everton, they were into this game as the favourites, despite the fact they were only one place above us at the time. Their form was marked as strong, which is surprising considering that, you know, they weren't. Well, they've got 9 points out of 8 games. That's not, and we're losing 4-1. This is going from bad to worse. So I'm really not sure. I mean, Everton is a game I wouldn't have expected us, before seeing the league season, to be competing in particularly well, but not capitulating like this. This was not on the cards. And if it goes to 5, then we're in. Is that his hat-trick? Okay, and with that we've dropped into the bottom 3. I'm going to have some work on here. The West Brom game next is becoming bigger and bigger. So I'm going to have to go away between the games and have a little think about what we can do. And we narrowly scrape, letting in a 6th there with just minutes to go. And yeah, something needs to change with this team, because it's just not working. Anything I do just isn't working. And you know, it's partly what I'm doing, obviously, but the personnel just aren't there either. And we're going to have to get aggressive on them again, and just again motivation. Too late. You know, no one was motivated before the game. We go 1-0 down within 2 minutes, and then we're chasing it from then on. So we'll have a regroup, I'll have a little think again, see what we can do, and we'll be back for the second game against West Brom. Okay, here we are. We're back into the second game now. We're at home to West Brom. I've had a little bit of a tinker. Bearing in mind we're playing West Brom, who are still managed by Tony Pulis on this. As you can see by the tactical one, we've gone back to the 4-4-2. I've nicknamed it the Crazy Gang. A little bit of inspiration from the old Wimbledon team of the 90s. Very much long ball, very much sort of pumping it forward to the strikers and just trying to get Benteke involved and have someone off him. I have got another setup there I want. It's called Palace Pep. Sort of inspired a little bit to a degree by what he's doing at Man City. I've really got the players to do it, but it offers us a different type of striker and gives us a chance to use maybe Giuseppe Rossi in his favoured role and just give us maybe something a little bit different up front, which could prove to be a turning point. And it might be something, maybe not going quite full with that tactic, but gives us maybe an opportunity to see, you know, what he can do and if he can do something. So he's limited to 45 minutes for this game, so I'll probably just give him a little bit of a cameo in the second half, depending how we're going. But without further ado, let's get into this. They did beat Tottenham in their last game, so they're flying high. They're favourites for the game, even though we're at home. He wants number 22. I can do it for him, so we'll do that. And going a little bit slow. Okay, here we go. So yeah, they're lined up with 4-4-1-1. Rondon up front will be very dangerous. I've had a little bit more of a look at what they're doing, and they've got an interesting setup in terms of roles and things like that. Chadley's playing as an inverted winger and some positions like that. Well, he certainly was before this game against Tottenham. So let's get assertive with them, and hasn't gone too well. I hope we're going to have a similar problem where there's no motivation until it's too late. That's a good performance. Okay, hasn't really gone to plan. So West Brom kick off, shooting left to right in the white. Let's see what we can do. And this is a must-win game. 18th now we are on the table, and we just need. And it doesn't look like we're going to have the first highlight. And West Brom fire one just wide. Not expecting the possession in this game, but shots on goal. And I say not expecting the possession, and we're 1-0 down because of the way we're set up. But they are set up in a very similar way. But so far, it's them that take the lead, and we're just sinking further and further into that relegation zone, and I really don't want to watch this again. So we have a corner, and we should be 1-1. So let's see what we can do. Again, it's in that first 10 minutes. We're just not keeping the goals out early on, and here they are with another chance. We just managed to keep it out. I'm not quite sure that's a goal kick. It must have come off the bar. It looked like Hennessy saved it, to be honest, but we're not even still creating chances. The possession is dropping, and we're just not creating chances. So we're going to do an early change, go into this setup, and I'm going to pause the game. So we're going to drop deep line playmaker. Can Kabai play there? He can, but not very well. Going to get MacArthur on for Benteke, I think. I think MacArthur can play that role quite well. He's the best one, I think. We'll keep Ansarifard up front, and we'll see how this goes. This should bring the possession up a bit more. Hopefully create a few more chances. Here we are straight away with a highlight. And Joel Ward goes very close straight away. So a bit of optimism there that if we can get into this game. And they have a free kick. And they scored a second. It seems any time I speak, the exact opposite happens and we lose a goal. And maybe I just need to keep my mouth shut on that from now on and just let it happen. We still haven't had a shot on target, which is just disappointing against a team who are, well, it's 16th now, but were 17th and just above us in the table, and now they're coming out and they're playing like Barcelona against us. So here we go, Kareem on the ball, out to Ward, Fosu Mensah, out to Zaha, Kabai. This is nice football, we just need something on the end of it and we don't have it yet. MacArthur, Fosu Mensah, Townsend, and he brings one back. Game on, straight after half time. That is what we need. Lovely finish by Andros Townsend. That's what we need from him. A few more goals. Out, you know, I remember him in his Tottenham days, outside the box, that sort of position, just, yep, curling and far corner. That's what we need, some more of that. That's our first shot on target, which is... So we're going... Oh, it was just before half-time. I thought we'd gone into half-time, but no, we've... So let's get a bit passionate with them and then just go... Show them what we're about in the second half. Yep, I think that's... But still just a lot of players looking frustrated, looking... passionate. Still improve. Didn't really have the desired effect, but let's see if we can go again second half. We've got that goal just before, which is vital. So if we can just build on that early in the second half and just keep them out the other end. And I thought that was going to be 2-2. That was a very good chance, but they just managed to scrape it away. Another highlight here. Andros Townsend into goodbye, but he loses out. And Rondon's through. Is this going to be... No, we managed to make the save. Goodbye with the free kick. Cleared out to Soiree. Out to Goodbye again. Can he do something here? MacArthur. And we're through. 2-2. We're back in this game. At home. And it's offside. What did I say about talking too soon? And here they are on the counter. If they go through and score now, that would be heartbreaking. But no, we managed to turn it aside. It's a corner here. Can we get something on the counter here? And just Townsend. Here we go. Can burn it up the pitch, but he loses out against that defensive, solid as a rock Chadley. We might be thinking time for Giuseppe Rossi soon, and Serafard's not really doing enough. It'll be half an hour. I think that's a good amount of time for him. So we brought on Rosifa and Serafard. Let's see if he can give us a bit more up front, and obviously I don't expect too much. He's been out for 18 months, but he is just that next little cut above in quality that could produce something, and it's just not happening, is it? What can we change? So no, I don't want to push Zaha as a striker. Get us deep right and playmaker on support. We'll change Fosu Mensah to central midfielder on attack. He's our top scorer at the moment, so if he can get in the box and get a few chances, we don't need two deep line playmakers. We'll put him on deep line on attack as well. He can go on to attack because he's got Townsend. No, sorry, he can go on to support. You know, he's going to attack. He's going to attack the space in behind Townsend there. And yeah, we'll see if this does anything. 10 minutes to go. One shot on target and we've scored it, but just not getting enough of them on target. And this is proving to be a very difficult season. So we put out wide with Townsend, out to goodbye, and the game's over. So another shocking result, but it's not even the result, it's the performance. And gonna go aggressive again. And absolutely right, West Brom do deserve to win that game, and comfortable mid table is a bit ambitious, but is what we signed up for, and I'm not gonna risk a touchline ban. It's great to see him playing in this country again. Yeah, absolutely. And Liverpool get £500,000 from Benteke for doing absolutely nothing for the whole season. So I'm gonna have to, like I said, I don't like doing these tactics where I keep chopping and changing, because there's no settled system, there's no settled play, but there's no shots on target, there's nothing look like it's working. So I do have to keep changing it until I find something that maybe suits what we're doing, and we'll have another look at that. So where are we going to come back to next time? I do want to move this save on a little bit. You know, this episode 3, we're still only in October, you know, just going into November, so I might skip us forward a little bit. As you can see, the run here is horrendous. We've got Chelsea coming up, then we've got Man United, Man City, Tottenham and Arsenal before a little break, and then Liverpool. So we've got quite a tough game. I might look to bring us back somewhere in here, depending how we're going, and just see what happens, and come back here. Maybe the Man United, Man City double, or the Tottenham Arsenal double, but I mean, we're not really expecting much out of those games. The next game is Brighton away, which is a massive derby for Crystal Palace for some reason or another, but so we're going to have to see. But I'll go away, have a little bit of tinker with the squad again, a bit of a Ranieri with the squad, put something together and see what I can do. So until next time, see you later.